Okay, so we're gonna start down on the mat. So let me just take a little Shavasana to start. Just kind of assess where we are in our bodies today. And I might just turn my washing machine from behind you because that won't be too good. Up. There you go. Sorry, less background noise. So just lying down on your mat and taking a moment to assess how your body is feeling, how your breath is this morning, and how is your mind. You notice that like you naturally just breathe in and out all the time, whether you're conscious of it or not. And in the same way, your brain is just producing thoughts all the time, whether you're conscious or not. So in yoga, you're learning to be more aware of what is naturally occurring. So you can assess the impact of what happens in your body, in your mind, on how you feel. Let's bring some movement back into the arms and legs, and bring the legs together, reach the hands overhead. Take a deep inhale and a deep stretch. On the exhale, bring your hands back, grab your knees over your chest, and give yourself a little hug or a little roll. Noticing the change of posture on the body and how that feels for you. We're going to bring the hands onto the right knee and extend the left leg down, and just take a few breaths here. First, doing very little. So just slide your left leg and see what direction your knee is pointing and your toe, what happens in your lower back, in your spine. Notice your breath. Notice if you feel a stretch or if you don't feel anything, and that's okay. Just kind of waking up on the body this morning. And then with that right knee that's over our chest, we're going to make very slow circle over the hip joint. So you can use your hands to help the movement. You bring it out, away, in, and towards you. You can use the other hand like on your tummy or on your hips to kind of keep the movement just in that right thigh. And notice that even if you're trying to keep it just in the right hip, like there is something happening in your back. So you can of noticing the connections between the different body parts. And see how far you feel the movement in your upper back. And let's reverse direction and notice any difference. Do 4 or 5 slow circles. And as you're doing the circles, notice your breath and notice if it naturally takes a rhythm with the leg or if they're just not in sync, and then that's okay too. And then at the end, just bring the knee closer to your chest, and this time interlocking the fingers behind the knee. See if you can draw it a little closer to your chest. And keep the other leg relaxed and heavy. We're going to bring the left hand onto the left hip and slowly using the right arm, let the knee open to the side. So as far as it goes, and it can move away from the upper body. You can drop the right foot, the edge of the right foot onto the ground, maybe slide it down and see just where is that part, that place where you can comfortably open your feet out to the side. Maybe sliding the foot inside your thigh so that you come into a lying down tree pose. And then just breathe here. Breathe in what you notice, where you notice the stretch. And then slowly bringing that knee back up towards the ceiling. And you can open your right arm out to the side, grab the right knee with the left hand, and slowly bring it across the other side of the body. So you can let the foot rest behind the left thigh, or you can let the foot on the ground. And just gently, it doesn't have to reach the ground. Breathe into the right side of your waist. And pay attention to what you feel. And slowly on an exhale, bringing the knee back over to center, rolling your chest back to center, dropping the foot behind the hip, and bringing the left foot next to it. Just take a moment to notice if there's any difference between both sides of your body now. Exhale, bring both knees to your chest, give yourself a little squeeze, and change your hands to hold only the left knee and let the right leg extend and be just relaxed. So first, you're just holding the knee, you're not drawing. If your arms are too short, you can always push a scarf or a strap or something around the knee so that your shoulders can be relaxed, your upper body is relaxed. And you're just going to notice the position of your right leg without changing it. Without looking, just noticing which way your knee is pointing and your toes, which part of the right buttock and leg is reaching down to the ground. And if it feels good, you can adjust it ever so slightly. And then let's start doing circles with the left knee over the left hip joint. So gentle circles, moving slow, noticing the movement in the hip joint and also how that's connected to your lower back and middle back. You can use the right hand on your tummy to feel your breath or feel the movement of the body, or let it relax to the side. Let's make the circle the other direction, nice and slow with your breath. And then bringing back to your chest, use your two hands and let your hands just be a little heavier. So you're not drawing forcefully, but you're just letting the weight of the arms draw the thigh a little bit closer to your chest. And notice the rest of your body. So is your neck and your shoulders relaxed? Is your head aligned with the rest of your spine? Can you breathe freely and deeply? Can you feel something different when you inhale and when you exhale? Or is it all the same? On an inhale, gently release. And bring your right hand to your hip or to the right side of your body. On the exhale, let the left thigh open out to the side. So however far you want it to be from you, the foot can be on the floor or not. The leg can be more bent or more straight. Just notice how far your hip joint can open to the side. Maybe bringing it closer to the left leg, bringing the left foot inside the right thigh, and bringing the head back to center, breathing into a lying down tree position. See if you can breathe a bit deeper as your thigh is open to the side and your pelvis is open. You might have more space to breathe all the way down to the lower belly. And then exhaling, slowly bringing the knee back up towards the ceiling, back towards your chest. Maybe use your two hands to bring it in a little more. And then holding the left knee with the right hand, opening the left hand out to the side. Just drive the left knee across the other direction. So you roll onto the side of your hip, and then you let your head rest so you can hook the foot behind the other leg or let it behind you. Turn your head to the left or stay up to the ceiling. See if you can relax all the left side of your body. The side of your left waist and the top part of the abdomen. So if you feel where your navel is and where your spine is, see if you can expand the breath into that upper part, as in upper facing towards the sky. Let the awareness move up in your upper body. So feeling your breastbone, your sternum in the center of your chest and the spine in the center of your upper back. Imagine you're breathing deeper into the left lung and letting the ribs on the left side of your body move a little more than the ribs on the right side. And on the next exhale, we're going to turn towards the left leg. So we're going to turn onto our side and slowly make our hands onto hands and knees. Come back on top of the mat. And find a nice steady hands and knee position. So you can gently sway from back to front and trying to find a place where your shoulders are vertically over your wrist and your knees are really directly under your thighs. So your arms and your thighs are vertical, coming out of the ground as a perpendicular angle. And then just make any movement that you like, maybe a little circle with the body. As you're leaning a little more forward, shift the weight into the forward part of the hands, so into the fingers. You really feel all the different places that you can use in your hands to notice how you're supporting yourself. As you're moving the hip back, you can also put a little more weight into the top of the feet. You might make circles in the other direction. So keeping the spine relatively neutral, looking somewhere on the floor just underneath your face. And slowly coming to center. So finding that tabletop position. Finding soft bend in the elbows, the shoulders are relaxed. You can just do some neck circles. So looking all the way to your right shoulder, all the way to the side and in front of you, and then down to your left shoulder, down the line of your body, and all the way around. Just do it 3 times in each direction. Notice how it feels to do neck circles as you've got to hold the weight of your head. And coming back to center, let's bring in movement into the spine. So with the exhale, drawing the coccyx down, the tailbone down, and the navel up, the head towards the chest. On the inhale, letting the spine arch, opening the chest forward, looking forward. Exhaling, starting from deep into the lower belly. Round, push the knees and the hands into the ground. Inhale, expand forward, tailbone and head up. Move with your breath. Every time your breath turns around in your body, let your movement change. And notice as you're breathing rhythmically and moving, if there's any tension coming up into the shoulders, around the neck or around the hips. Let your shoulders be away from your neck. And slowly on your next breath, come back to center. We're going to change the movement. So have a look behind you and check that your lower legs and your feet are parallel and they're aligned with the knees and with the hips. As we inhale, we're going to come into a tabletop position. And on the exhale, we're going to push back into a child pose. So hips down, elbows down, and head. And then inhale, we come back up into our tabletop. Exhale, start by drawing the navel back, push your hips down, elbows down, forehead down. Inhale the forehead up, elbows and thighs. Moving with the breath. Exhaling into child, relaxed child pose. Inhaling forward. Notice which part of your body makes it easier to move. Feel the connection between your legs, your hands, and the earth, and gently push yourself up. And the next time you exhale, we're going to stay into the child pose for a few breaths. So let yourself be steady. And on the next inhale, you're going to push on your hands and slowly roll your spine up over your hips. So you're coming into a kneeling position. You're going to take a breath here. Exhale. Relax the shoulders. On the inhale, press onto the top of the feet and reach all the way in. Exhale, bring your hands down the center line. And we come back to sitting on the knees. So if this is something that your knees don't like, you can fold your mats a couple of times and come and bring your knees onto that layer, and you can also take a blanket or a pillow and put that between your heels and your bum if you need to. Or you can also fold, like if it's hard on the top of your feet, like use only a third of the mat and make like extra support until under the top of the feet as well. So we're going to do a little bit of that kneeling sequence. So take your time to arrange yourself. And if it really doesn't work for you, if it really hurts or anything, like either come onto a sitting position or even sit on the edge of a chair behind you. So when you're ready, starting back, sitting on the heels, let's inhale. See if you can press all of the lower legs into the ground. Reach your arms up. Exhale, lower all the way down, hands by your side. Inhale up. Exhale. Moving with the breath. At the end of the inhale, you might shift your weight, like your hips a little forward, feel a little stretch on the front of the heels. As you exhale, engage your core to keep your back straight. Let's do one more. And let's pause on the inhale. So if you want to bring your head back to center, open your arms to wider than shoulders. And just breathe here. Trying to tilt your pelvis, tilt your tailbone. Notice how different this is from being standing upright. Let's take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, hinge with the hips going back so that we can move back into our child pose. And inhale, roll back up over your hips. Extend all the way over the knee. Reach up. Exhale, move forward into the child pose. So we're putting those two movements together. Inhale, rolling back up over the knee, stretching up. Exhaling, child pose. Let's do one more. And from child pose, come back onto hands and knees. Find yourself in that nice square position. And we're going to lift the right leg with the inhale. So first we try to just extend it, keeping the toes on the floor. Exhale, bring it back. And then inhale, the left leg, slide the toes as far as they go. And exhale, bring it back. So move with your breath. And notice what else moves in your body as you slide the leg away and the weight comes off it. Try and draw your shoulder blades down your back. And as you move, start by lifting the foot off the floor. You're trying to get the leg straight first and then lift the foot, but you don't want the foot to come higher than the bum and you don't want the hip to move. So try and find with your breath where is the height of your bum without looking. It might help to flex the foot at the end of the movement. So you keep the toes towards you and you push through the heel. Inhale, extending. Exhaling, coming back. And exhale, come back the next time you've done your left leg. And now let's try to keep the right angle between the knee and the lower leg. And see if you can move your thigh to be up, align with your body. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, move it up. So you're going to try and keep the lower leg very steady. Inhale, one leg up, exhale down. Inhale the other one. It's very hard actually, I don't know the way I do what I tell you to do. You can look maybe, just to kind of get an idea. And the next time your right leg is up, so that kind of folded like this, see if you can take the weight of the left hand and come and grab the foot with your left hand. Take a couple of breaths here. Trying to stabilize into the position and pushing back with the foot into the hand. And then exhale, come back to center, into hands and knees. Take a breath in the center. Lift the left knee up in line with your body. And see if we can come and hold it with the right hand. Another breath here. And exhale, come back to center and push back onto child pose. Let's inhale, come up and come down into a lying down position. So knees up, arms by your side. Take a deep breath here, and as you exhale, lift the knees towards your chest. We're going to inhale, stretch right leg up, and exhale, bring it back. Inhale, stretch the other leg up. Exhale, bring it back. So move with your breath. When you inhale and you extend the leg, push the heel away from you, bring your toes towards you. And when you bend the leg, point your toes. When you extend the leg towards the ceiling, try and keep it right over your hips and as straight as it goes. And when you bring the knee in, see if you can bring the thigh a little closer. Inhale the heel up. Exhale, bring it back. And on the next exhale of the left leg, let's just bring both knees back down. Take a little roll if that feels good. Then bring the soles of your feet together and let them come down by your hips. Opening the knees out to the thighs, coming up onto the forearms, and see if we can keep the elbows and the whole forearms pushing into the ground and arch the spine. So trying to stretch those abdominal muscles, letting your head move back if that's good for your neck. Take a couple of breaths here. And on an exhale, slowly bringing the head back towards the chest and rolling back down onto your back. And bring your knees back over your chest. See if you can open your arms out to shoulder height. And with both knees to the chest, we're going to do the same thing we just did, but this time both legs at a time. So as we inhale, we're going to exhale and push both heels towards the ceiling. As we exhale, fold back the knees onto the chest, trying to get your knees really close to you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. So depending on your feeling, you can let your breath be nice and slow and let the movement be nice and slow. Or if you want to spend energy, then let yourself breathe a little deeper and move deeper. And you'll notice that the deeper you move, the more oxygen you're going to use. And naturally, your breath is going to speed up. So just be curious about what changes your breath, what changes your movement. Notice how far in your upper body you can feel the movement. Is it bringing tension in your neck, in your shoulders, in your arms, or are they just relaxed? See if you can let just the part of the lower back, the abdominals work, and let everything that's above your lower ribs just gently relax. And on the next breath in, let's keep your legs up towards the ceiling and see if you can hold them here. So keep extending. Think about the Dandasana position. When we're sitting upright, if you like, you can bring your hands back by your side if that's easier. But you're extending through your spine and you're extending through the back of the legs. Let's inhale, circle the arms around, reach over your head and stretch. On the exhale, tuck your chin to your chest and come and grab your calves or your thighs or your toes. And then inhale, use your hands to see if you can lengthen a little more. And exhale, just let yourself come towards the legs, legs come towards the body. Try and not get all of the stretch into the arms being pulled out of your shoulders. Stay here for another breath. And on an inhale, slowly looking up towards the ceiling, reach your hands all the way back behind you, take a deep stretch. Exhale, release the legs down onto the floor behind you. And let's just take a few breaths in Shavasana. Letting your legs apart and really letting yourself rest. And let's bring the feet back behind the hips. And we're going to take the lying down eagle pose. So first lifting the knees back over to the chest and try and kind of like look or feel that your knees are over your hips, not behind or not closer to your face, and that your lower leg are in line with your knees. And then we're going to cross the legs as far up the thighs as we can and squeeze the outer calves together. So you want your ankle bone to be somewhere into the middle of your lower leg, and like really squeezing the thighs crossed. And then keeping the feet as high as the knees and keeping the knees directly over the hips. Now we're going to bring the hands straight over the shoulders and cross the left arm over the right arm as close to our chest as we can. And then bringing the back of the forearms together. And like if you've got space, then you can swivel your hands and bring the right hand towards the front and hold the hands. But like just holding the back of the forearms together is pretty good. And we're going to breathe here deeply, focusing on knees over the hips and elbows over the shoulders, and then the lower legs and forearms parallel to the ground. Letting your chin come towards your throat, the weight of your head relaxed to the ground. Take one more breath here. Deep inhale, on the exhale, slowly relax. Bring your knees to your chest, little squeeze. And then drop the feet behind you. Hands rest onto the ground. Push your arms into the ground and lift your upper back. And then take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, tilt your pelvis, draw your lower back onto the floor and lift the hips up. And then take another breath where like you're just pushing into the whole length of your arms to lift the upper back off the ground. And then the next breath again, really tilting the pelvis. So you're drawing lower back down, drawing the pubic bone up, and then squeezing your legs towards each other. Keep your feet and your arms really strong. Relax your neck. Keep your lower back really long. See if you can use the bridge pose to stretch the belly. Those abdominal muscles that just worked into a eagle pose. Let them really relax as you engage in the back of your body to expand upwards. And on the next exhale, let's roll down. So dropping the spine down into the ground from the upper back, middle back, lower back, and the hips come last. Let your hands and your legs slide out to the side and take 5-10 breaths into Shavasana before we move on to the other side of eagle pose. Next inhale, bring your legs together, reach your hand over your head, take a deep stretch. And exhale, bring the knees back over the hips. And let's take the eagle pose onto the other side. So crossing the left leg under this time, or opposite side of whatever you did the last time. And trying to get the lower legs as close together as you can. Left arm under, right arm over. Swivel or just bring the back of the forearms together. Lengthen your neck, tuck your chin to your chest. Balance the weight between both hips, both sides of your back. Keep the knees over the hips and the elbows over the shoulders. And then lower legs and forearms are straight up. Just breathing deeply. Let's take one more deep breath. And on an exhale, slowly release, bring the soles of the feet together, reach the outside edge of the feet down into the ground, and the knees open. And we just open the arms out to the side, maybe letting the back arch. See if you can direct all of your breath into your tummy. So really lifting the tummy as you inhale, letting it naturally fall back down as you exhale. On an exhale, slowly close the knees, bring the arms back, and roll onto a side, and come back onto hands and knees. And so coming back to that straight tabletop position, let's see if we can bring the right knee up like we did earlier, keeping that square angle into the lower leg. And then we're just going to rotate the thigh bone into the side. So bringing the lower leg parallel to the ground. You can inhale here and exhale, come back with the foot up and down onto the ground. And then we do the other leg. Inhale the knee as high as the hips and exhale, rotate, bringing the lower leg parallel. So you can look if you need to, but then try and just isolate the movement into your leg. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, open the hip to the side. Inhale here into that opening. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale up. Exhale, open the hip. And inhale into that opening. Exhale, come back to center. Let's do it twice more with each leg. So maybe initially when you exhale and you rotate, you can feel it in your upper body as you inhale next into the steady position. See if you can keep your chest facing the mat. Last time on each side. And coming back to center, this time let's shift the right leg open. So we do the same thing, lift it out to the side, and then bring the thigh back in line with the other thigh. And then see if we can bring the foot all the way forward between the hands. So balancing, again, you can fold your mat under your back knee if you need to, but you're mostly trying to take the weight into the back foot so that you're not feeling all that pressure onto your knee. But if you still feel the pressure onto the knee, just put something underneath it. So from here, let's do what we did when we were kneeling earlier. So we're going to roll up over the back knee and inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, stretch up, pushing into the back foot. Exhale, come back to center, tilting your pelvis, trying to fill it into that right thigh, left thigh. Next, inhale, let's stay upright. So if it's too much to have your palms together, then open your arms, shoulder apart, or wherever to the side. Try and find a place where you can straighten your elbows and drop your shoulders, and then see if you can bring your arms closer to parallel without lifting the shoulders. From here, we're going to take a twisted warrior. So I'm going to extend my left arm in front of me, and then I'm going to twist my chest and extend the right arm behind me. And see if I can breathe here. I can keep the thumbs up if that helps. If it's a lot, I can bring the hand onto the lower back and the right thigh. And thinking about this as a twist. So inhaling, really lengthen your spine, and exhale, soften everything around your waist. So arms up if that helps, or hands down. Actually, hands down is probably enough for today. We've done loads of arms the last few weeks. And if you're comfortable in that pose, as you exhale, see if you can slowly bring your tailbone ever so slightly closer to the front heel. And then inhale, coming back over the right knee. So being gentle, like it is a lot to do the twist at the same time as the leg stretches, but I'm hoping that that will help you with that idea of aligning over your hips, so you're not leaning too far forward or too far back. So we're inhaling upwards and exhaling towards hips towards the front heel. Then let's come as far forward as we can. And on an inhale, bring your chest back to center. Exhale, let's bring the hands inside your foot and see if we can breathe here for a moment. And as you're breathing here, you're trying to keep the weight in the front foot, not everything into your hands. And you're trying to put the weight into the back foot and keep that opening of the hips. And on an exhale, slowly walk your right foot back. Let's come into hands and knees and into a child pose. So you can take your child pose with your legs together, or if you need more space, open your knees towards the edge of the mat, big toes together, and let your abdomen rest in between your thighs. Inhaling, slowly coming back up onto hands and knees. Let's keep the 90-degree angle between the lower leg and the thigh and lift the left foot up. Open it out to the side. Bring it all the way and all the way between your hands. So trying to make that a little square between the two legs and coming up over the back knee. So again, whatever padding you need under your back knee. Let's see if we can inhale and try to really kind of look down, and you want to see your thigh. So you know, if I'm here, I don't see my thigh. If I'm here, I see my thigh, and then I can just make that part square. And if you can, try and keep your foot flat behind you rather than having the toes under. If this is kind of tough on the back of your toe, then like either use your mat or put some padding under the ankle to keep the toe flat. And from here, coming back to hands out to the side, inhale, stretch all the way up, tilting the weight ever so slightly onto the lower leg, and exhale to center. Let's do this 8 times, just connecting with the breath, with the legs. Notice how the feelings evolve, the sensations into your legs. And next time we're up, let's stay up. Breathe here deeply, so hands together or as far apart as you need to keep your elbows straight and your shoulders down. Another breath here. And on an exhale, let's turn into our twisted warrior 2 option. So either you extend the right hand in front and then twist your chest, extend the left hand behind, or just bring the hand onto your lower back and onto your thigh. Have a look at your lower leg and try and keep it parallel to the side of the mat. First, just breathing into a steady twist, so inhaling, lifting up from the tail all the way up, and exhaling, trying to bring your heart to face a little more over towards the left hip. Let your head be neutral, balanced over the top of your neck. And then let's see if with the inhale we can bring the tailbone ever slightly closer to the front heel. On the exhale, coming back, tilting the pubic, coming back, bone coming back over the right knee. So you're using your hands to keep your back and your thighs moving only from back to front. Do another more, and there's a couple more. Or if you've got enough, just take a break. And then coming back to center over the right knee. Let's inhale, face your upper body straight. And bring your hands inside your left foot. And see if you can keep that idea of like lengthening the back leg away, but dropping the tailbone down somewhere towards the floor underneath you. So you're tilting that pelvis and you really want that stretch on the front of the right thigh. Pressing your left foot into the ground so that it's not all into your hands. Try and keep the top of your foot on the floor, Mary. See how that feels. So your back foot, instead of being on your toes, see if you can put it on the top of the foot and then press that down so that you lift your knee. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you now. Oh, it is just so cute. I can't look at you. I'd be way too distracted. Everybody, just slowly come back onto hands and knees. And let's just roll back over the knees. Take a deep inhale and stretch. And on the exhale, keep the hips up and bring your hands onto the top of your hips behind you. And we're just going to breathe here. So again, trying to really tilt the tailbone towards the knees. Push with the hands, draw the shoulders all the way back and the elbows all the way back. You can let your head go with it, but if that feels too much or difficult for balance, just let the head face forward. And then exhaling, slowly coming upright again, coming down onto your heels, opening the knees out to the side, big toes together, and sliding back down into our child pose. Inhale, slowly come up. And see if we can tuck our toes under and come up to kneeling on the toes. I don't like it either. Just stay as long as you can, and then when you've got enough, come out of it. So I want to have my toes under me, and like I find it easier if my feet are touching, if they're really close together, or whatever works. And we're going to bring the arms up and grab onto the right elbow and let the right hand move towards the spine. So taking 5 deep breaths here. Extend your spine, let the elbow move up and the shoulder move down. Notice if your spine is arching a lot and try and bring yourself back over your hips. Inhale, circle your arms all the way around, palms facing back. And let's grab the right elbow behind you and let the hand come towards the opposite shoulder blade or again towards the center of the spine. Now we stay 5 breaths here. So when your arms are behind you, you can use the gentle push of the spine against the arms to lengthen your body upwards and to open the right arm towards the back. Take a deep inhale. On the next exhale, release. Open the arms wide. And then turn the palms down again. And this time let's grab the left elbow with the right hand. Right hand comes up towards your shoulder blades. Just do this out. So 5 deep breaths here. Exhale, relax, open your arms to the side, bring the thumbs back up, and come all the way over. This time grab the left elbow. 5 breaths here. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, back behind you. Grab the left elbow behind you. Just take 1 deep breath. Inhale deeply, exhale, straight spine. Inhale, open the arms to the side. Exhale, behind your back, grab the right elbow. Inhale, deeply open the chest. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, arms all the way up, grab the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, exhale, straighten. Inhale, open, all the way down. Exhale, the right elbow underneath. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, back down. Left elbow. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Left elbow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open. And let's try and take the full pose. So right hand comes up, left hand comes back. And we can stay here if you're not reaching at all, or come and hold on to your fingertips. But down here, just by your neck and your lower back is really good. So you inhale, you lengthen the elbows in opposite direction. And as you exhale, you engage your core to come back to a straight spine. And yeah, my toes have enough, so I'm just going to sit back normal. So let's take 5 breaths on this side. So inhale, lengthening, and exhaling, drawing yourself back so that you're not totally arching to make space for your hands. Next, inhale, circle your arms around and change your hands. So you can also take a couple of breaths down below. Use that to draw the elbows back. And then if that feels good, come and try and reach. There's always one better side than the other. This is my bad side. And then inhale. Let's come all the way back. I'm going to come to sitting. We're going to bring the left hand down. So whatever sitting position is comfortable with your spine straight. And bring the left hand down, circling the right hand up and wrapping your hand and your arm around your head. You're just going to slowly let the weight of the head come down to the side and keeping that left hand weighing down into the ground. Really letting the left side of the neck lengthen. And you're going to release the hand that's holding the head and slowly push it back to center. Change side, right hand down, left hand comes up and around, and then gently stretching the side of the neck. Slowly using your hand to bring your head back forward. Let's interlock the fingers behind the head and find that little like space at the base of your skull with your thumb. And you're going to just keep your hands quite steady. See if you can push your head back into your hands. With your chin tilting down. And really lengthening the back of the neck. At the same time, drawing your shoulder blades down and lifting the rib cage away from the hips, equally at the both back and front of the body. Inhale, stretch up, press your hands on your knees. Just take a moment, try to really keep the head over the top of your spine. And then take a deep inhale to the center. On the exhale, we're going to try and pivot the head to look to the right without moving the vertebrae of the neck. So turning the head all the way to the right. Taking an inhale here. And exhale, coming back to center. Inhale in the center. Exhale, turn all the way to the left. Inhale in the, so you're gonna exhale every time you move and then inhale where you're steady. And really try and only pivot your head. You've seen owls, like the way owls turn their heads, like their body's utterly still. And their head is just so balanced at the top of their body that it just looks like it's screwing on and off. Let's see if we can do that. Exhaling when you move. Inhaling into place. Like you can use your eyes as well. So as you're inhaling onto the side, see how far back behind you can see out of the corner of your eyes. And then the next time you've done the left side, come back to center. You can grab your stuff for Shavasana, but we'll just do one forward stretch, but we're not coming back up. So if you want to put on some layers, have them ready now. Come to sitting, legs in front of you. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, reach all the way forward. Keep your legs bent for this one. Breathe along your spine. You can bring your arms back into your shoulder sockets. Let yourself completely relax in the forward bend. Even you bend your elbows, support your head with your hands, whatever feels good. If it feels good to have your legs straight, you can do that, but if it doesn't, don't force it. You can breathe into the back of the body. On the next inhale, slowly lift your head, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, let's let your legs come slightly apart, facing towards the outside of the mat. And then you're going to roll your spine down, keeping your head tucked in. So trying to get every vertebra down onto the mat, one after the other. So your shoulders roll out, gently posing the weight of your head. Closing your eyes. Relaxing your whole body. Letting yourself watch what happens in your body, in your mind, in your heart. Noticing the 3 dimensions of our being. We've got physical sensations, nerve endings, wanting to twitch, cold or hot, itches, anything on your skin. Oh my gosh, inner feelings from the practice today, from something else that might be going on in your body. See if you can observe those sensations and just acknowledge them, whether you give them a name or, name the body part, name the feeling, just one word, and then move on to expand the awareness to other parts of your body. Could be something very internal as well, like the movement of your breath, like pressure somewhere in your upper body, in your internal organs, or movement, or the noise, the gurgle. Just observe the life of your body. The natural rhythm of the breath. How you can let your body be still and relaxed. Noticing the thoughts in your mind. the ones that come and go. When you're trying to practice yoga or meditation, it's never about stopping thoughts from coming. It's like, holding your breath. It's just not all that healthy for you, and you really won't be able to do it for any length of time. So you can let thoughts come, but the same way you did with the physical sensations, you acknowledge it. You're like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this. And then you let it go, come back to your breath, exhale, and just watch for what other thought is going to come. Maybe during classes, during the practice, you might be focused enough on the feelings of your body or the rhythm of your breath. Then when one thought comes, you might realize that it's actually the first thought in a while that you've noticed. And this is something that you can use to regulate yourself. Because the third dimension is our emotions. And as much as we like to rationalize and put logical thoughts in front of why we feel the way we feel, it's not quite how it works. Like sometimes we're just angry, sometimes we're just really happy, sometimes we feel love, sometimes we feel sadness, and there could be logical reasons for those, but most of the time they just surge within you, and then you put in a thought process to help you deal with them. So as part of the yoga and the meditation practice, just learn to observe those emotions as well, without and again thinking it's natural, the same way your heartbeat and your breath comes and go and your thoughts just occur. Emotions also occur because we're living beings, we're social beings. So it's okay to feel what you feel. It's just good to taking that little step back and just enough to say to yourself, I'm feeling this way. And maybe drawing your awareness back into something else, into the feelings of your body, into the feelings of your breath, into the type of thoughts that the emotion generates, without going too far into why and how and because the past, because the future. Just coming back to the rhythm of the breath. And this is the magic of the practice, and it takes a long time before you can articulate how it makes you feel better. I think I'm maybe 15 years practicing yoga, maybe 5 or 6 really trying meditation on a regular basis, and I've had all those, oh, it's not for me, I can't do it moments, but I keep doing it, even though there was a lot of part that felt, oh, I'm really bad at it, or I'm just too busy, or I'm clever, I like my thoughts, I don't want to get them away from me. And all of this is okay, and being able to observe them really it just takes the edge off. So you go for my little rumble. Hope it didn't disrupt the Shavasana so much. Take a deep breath in, bring movements back into your body. Whatever you need, the stretch is good, the squeeze is good. In your own time, come back to sitting. Bring your hands together in front of your body. And let's just try one Om again. I know it's hard sometimes to just make a sound. I think you're still all in mute, so if that makes you feel better. It's really about how oh no, I heard someone.
I think we're unmuted, so apologies.
You're unmuted. That's all right. Let's just do Om, I'm sure. That'll be good. So hands together. Starting the sound down into your belly, letting it rise to your chest, and the M with closed lips vibrating into your head. Let's take one deep breath in. Rub your palms. Bring them to your face, your shoulders, your beautiful hearts, hips, knees, toes. Namaste.
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 Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Julie. That was great.
Lovely. Julie. Wow.
That was really good.
Now, how'd that work?